Imagine you wake up to a bright orange foreclosure notice taped to your front door, signed by your HOA president, not your bank. Imagine your neighbors slowing their cars to stare. Imagine someone smiling while they try to erase your name from your own mailbox. That's how Karen decided to start her Tuesday. She stood on my lawn in heels too sharp for grass, pearls glowing in the sun, clipboard hugged to her chest like divine authority. And when I stepped outside, she didn't even blink. "You have 72 hours to comply," she said sweetly, "or we escalate." Escalate. What exactly? Because my mortgage was current, my taxes were current, my lawn was trimmed cleaner than her attitude. But Karen didn't care about facts. She cared about power, and power to her meant humiliation. She told neighbors I was under review. She hinted that financial instability was a community risk. She weaponized gossip like it was policy. What she didn't know, she had just poked the wrong house. Because while she was threatening my home, she accidentally triggered something much bigger. Welcome to the HOA Tales, where entitlement always backfires. Smart wins, loud loses, every time. If you love sweet revenge served intelligently, you're in the right place. But before we continue, tell us where you are watching from. It makes us happy to see how far our stories travel. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And now, let me tell you how Karen accidentally invited the bank into a war she couldn't survive. Karen didn't send a letter, she sent a spectacle. By Thursday morning, a violation review notice was taped to my door in fluorescent ink, crooked, dramatic, impossible to miss. She CC'd half the neighborhood on an email titled Property Integrity Concern. Property integrity, because my mailbox was the wrong shade of bronze, because my hedges were emotionally disruptive to visual harmony. Emotionally disruptive. The woman was writing fiction with a clipboard. But here's what she didn't realize. When she filed her escalation, she used official letterhead and referenced lien proceedings tied to my mortgage holder. That's when the bank noticed. See, banks don't play about unauthorized lien threats, especially not ones wrapped in HOA arrogance. Friday afternoon, while Karen was hosting wine night on her patio, telling Mrs. Patterson I was probably refinancing under pressure, her phone rang. Not once, not twice, 5 times from a number she didn't recognize. By the sixth call, she answered, and whatever the voice on the other end said, the wine glass slipped from her hand because the bank went asking questions. They were asking why she was impersonating authority over an asset secured by them. And Karen, who loved to speak loudly at meetings, suddenly, the emergency HOA meeting was scheduled for Sunday evening. Karen titled it Community Stability Forum. She thought she was walking in to finish me. Instead, she walked into a room that felt different. Too quiet, too organized. I sat near the front, calm, composed, mortgage statements printed, violation photos time-stamped, bank correspondence neatly tabbed. Karen arrived late. Pearls, cream blazer, smile stretched thin. She opened her folder confidently, and then the projector turned on. Not hers, mine. On the screen, a letter from the bank's legal department. Polite, precise, devastating. It clarified that no HOA officer had authority to threaten lien escalation on a secured mortgage without legal review, and that misrepresentation could trigger liability. The room shifted. Chairs creaked. Someone coughed. Karen tried to laugh. This is procedural confusion. But then Mr. Alvarez, who hadn't spoken in 3 years, asked why her signature appeared on an unauthorized enforcement draft. Then Mrs. Patterson quietly asked why she had told neighbors my home was under financial review. The projector clicked again. Emails, screenshots, her words, unedited, unfiltered, irrefutable. And for the first time since she moved here, Karen wasn't leading the meeting. She was standing in the center of it, alone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Karen didn't explode. She unraveled. Slowly. The vice president cleared his throat and read the final paragraph of the bank's compliance letter. It wasn't a threat. It was worse. It was instruction. The HOA board was required to submit written clarification confirming that no lien process had been initiated and that no mortgage instability existed. And due to community impact, that clarification had to be distributed to every homeowner who received her original enforcement notice. Every homeowner. The same neighbors she CC'd, the same inboxes she used to imply I was financially unstable. The room went still because everyone understood what that meant. Her narrative would now be corrected in writing on official letterhead. Karen's hands tightened around her folder. For months, she had spoken with the authority of someone untouchable. Now the bank, the very institution she tried to invoke, had quietly positioned itself above her. And then came the second vote. Effective immediately, no single HOA officer would have independent enforcement authority. All violation escalations would require full board review and legal preclearance. Unanimous. The policy passed in less than 60 seconds. Just like that, the power she loved to perform with was gone. Not dramatically, not angrily, legally, documented, permanent. Karen removed her glasses. Her voice, when she spoke, was softer than anyone had ever heard it. I resign. No applause, no gasps, just the gentle shuffle of papers as the meeting moved forward without her. In the weeks that followed, envelopes arrived in every mailbox. Formal clarification stamped and signed. Clear, professional, correcting the record. Neighbors who once whispered now waved, and the bronze mailbox she called non-compliant, it never changed, because it never needed to. Here's what entitlement never understands. When you misuse power, you invite a higher authority to define it. Karen tried to weaponize the bank. Instead, the bank rewrote the rules around her. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And tell me, if someone tried to threaten your home with paperwork, would you panic? Or would you let their own signature undo them?